a few times, and like Quinones has had his eyes on Shogun for a while. I mean, Shogun is very impressive and has the accolades to back it up. As we heard, he's trained in 5 disciplines, master of 2, has won 4 international karate tournaments, and beat 3 men in one night. Now, I wonder, Trevin, are those 3 men comparable to one Nick Quinones here at Proving Ground?
That's exactly what we're going to find out here. The debut of Leeroy Shogun, return of Nick Quinones, coming off a win from Season 2, Episode 1 against Jacob Giles. So this is now an opportunity here for both Nick to continue to move up in the rankings, but for Shogun to just burst onto the scene and, hey, respect.
It's what we like to see, and it's starting things off right here in this hoss fight here at Proving Ground.
Yeah, and you notice the immediate struggle, and it's really smart from the perspective of Nick Quinones. Bring the man down on the mat. Size is going to matter a lot less there, and of course, Shogun really smart with both his counters and making sure he doesn't put his body at a place that Nick can take where Nick wants it.
And obviously, you know, Shogun is well-versed in combat sports. And we talk about the different disciplines, but we don't talk about the specific disciplines. Is Shogun someone that is able to, you know, tangle up on the mat? I mean, I've seen he has undeniable striking power. And obviously the power's on his side as well.
See some agility here from both athletes. Shogun putting on the brakes. What a knee to the gut of Quinones.
Driving all the air out of the lungs.
Curious to see how Shogun follows it up, but instead it's Nick now. That snapmare and 2 kicks. The price of one as well as the senton. Pinfall. 2 count only. What a flurry of offense.
Quinones looking to pick up that win early on, Trevin.
So we often say these guys are not paid by the hour, and you got to look at a guy like Shogun, the conditioning Shogun clearly has. If I'm Quinones, I am going to go for the kill as quick as I can, and you're seeing strength on display here as Shogun, oh! Shogun rocking Quinones. I was about to point out that Leeroy had pushed Quinones into the corner, but talk about some striking power.
The striking ability of Shogun, I mean, his chops sound like thunderclaps.
And again, numerous just knees to the solar plexus. It's got Quinones in trouble in a backbreaker. I think Big Nick... I don't think Big Nick will give up, but I think Big Nick may be a bit surprised by the offensive flurry here of Leeroy Shogun.
And while I don't think that Quinones was underestimating Shogun going into this matchup, I don't know if he was expecting this level from Shogun.
The kick again to the gut, and it's been very clear Shogun's got his eye, knows where he wants to target Nick between the back, the gut, midsection of Quinones in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and they're definitely needing that core up the cover. Needing that core to get to an upright base, to keep the air in your lungs, to keep that heart pumping and stay alive in this matchup.
And again, going back to the small of the back there. Leeroy Shogun, I'm very impressed.
Shogun just so tactical in the way that he is picking apart the body parts of Nick Quinones, taking out all of the support.
Absolutely, it's smart execution in the offense of Leeroy Shogun, and as Quinones even starts to begin to show life here, right into $1 million dream.
Quinones dragged back to the mat by Shogun. But Quinones, so much power of mental health and all of the things that he has been through, the things he has seen. He has so much resilience to stay alive in this matchup, Trevin.
Well, and that's going to be the key for both of these athletes, but especially Nick Quinones, based on the beating that Shogun has already executed. And crossbody by Big Nick takes down Leeroy into the pin. 2 count only, and that's yet another reminder. Really does only take 3, can happen in a blink of an eye, but now we get to find out what's the resilience of a Leeroy Shogun.
Yeah, we've seen definitely a early dominance out the gate from Shogun, but when the tides are not in his favor, how can he keep up?
Well, and I think we're starting to see it here. As Nick is thinking suplex. Oof! I was going to say, Shogun not only put on the brakes, but a beautiful savate kick there, rocking Big Nick. Once again, targeting the midsection there with those shoulder tackles.
Leeroy Shogun, though, taking his time as he works on Nick Quinones.
And you also heard Shogun going the Babe Ruth route. Calling for a suplex. The question is the Babe going to deliver here?
And how wise is it to call your shot?
Yeah, official. Dominic Coco trying to encourage these guys, and ultimately it's Nick Quinones who takes out Shogun from the corner, but how can Nick follow this up?
I mean, at least Nick Quinones put some distance between himself and his opponent. But what are we going to see?
Beautiful flying shoulder tackle by Nick. And you're seeing juice going through the body. Blood's flowing here.
And Quinones is firing on all cylinders.
Beautiful belly to belly. Into the pin. No, 2 count only.
Definitely we are seeing the amount of pressure that Leeroy Shogun can be put under in this matchup. Trying to rally the crowd in his favor and get some of that energy as Shogun is just beating down on Quinones.
Gotta give it to Shogun, and look at this, the springboard, no, caught by Nick. But Shogun again with the elbows trying to fight off Nick Quinones, and Nick might be thinking Saito suplex delivered. If there's any indication of what we've seen so far in this matchup, Alyssa, it's the fact that it's going to take a lot more than that to keep Shogun down. And you notice Leeroy Shogun has his foot around the bottom rope very smartly. A little bit of protection there. Nick's kicked away.
Definitely smart of Shogun to almost anchor himself against the bottom rope there, Trevin.
Both men jockeying for position, but that beautiful heel kick. Is this going to be the end of the matchup? Can Shogun follow up? Pinfall. No! How close was that?
Devastatingly close. As we're seeing this as viewers, imagine how devastating it was for Shogun, who is in this Proving Ground matchup and wants to set the tone for himself here at Proving Ground.
Indeed, you only get one debut, and if you're Leeroy Shogun,
oh my,
you want to make an impression, and indeed, whatever Shogun was thinking with the counter here, Quinones gets the win.
Hey!
Just when you thought perhaps Leeroy Shogun could have been going Tombstone, could have been going a lot of bad places for Nick Quinones, rolling through victory roll in a victory for Nick Quinones. What a matchup. What a showing by Leeroy Shogun.
What a showing indeed. Definitely some impressive, aggressive offense from Leeroy Shogun that we're seeing in this arsenal. But the King of Battle stands victorious and really keeps driving that message of his dominance at Proving Ground. Are we going to see respect here? Is there unfinished business between these two? Okay, some respect.
Yeah, if I heard right, it sounds like they'd be willing to do it again.
And we'd be willing to watch it.
Awesome matchup here. Absolutely.